this, you can use both on both and one as a cheaper price. Like, are people right for buying the e-pair, for example, that's been cheaper lately of Hedron and ICOSA? Like, is that something you think will play out as a profitable move once things launch?
Yeah, I mean, they're going to have the exact same utility on both chains, right? So you can take your ICOSA and go stake it over on PulseChain. If we make the assumption that there's going to be extra utility for ICOSA, I think the one that's talked about most is a rocket pool fork, where ICOSA is used as the collateral. It seems like the theme of chain unity that exists with the V2 upgrades, we can make the assumption that just like you could collateralize P ICOSA, you'll probably be able to collateralize E ICOSA when you bridge it in as well. And so if the utility is the same, then if the utility is the same and you get the same things for both tokens irrespective of the chain, then it's not like super unreasonable to make the assumption that they'll probably have a similar market price, even though obviously that's dictated by market dynamics, liquidity, buyers and sellers. And so where was I going with that? And so if you were looking to just gain as much utility as possible for V2 and you plan to upgrade, then the optimal strategy would be to buy the cheaper one because you're getting more units of tokens. So that's more units of utility for the V2 upgrades. And that's what I've done. I was looking to buy some Hedron and I bought some eHedron on PulseChain because I could get the amount that I wanted for cheaper.
Got a question here from Moxfelder. Staking yield is terrible right now. Will it be back to former levels with V2? What do you guys think?
Yeah, so remember that for the first year of ICOSA, there was seeded liquidity based on the SA burning Hedron. It was like 3.14 trillion total burnt. That was distributed, equally distributed over 365 days. That time period is over since ICOSA has been out for over a year. So all the yield is completely dependent on Hedron being burned and HSIs or HMIs being sent to the auction via the HMI buyback feature. So even if V2 launches and we don't get any volume through the auctions, then the yield is going to be the same as it is now, which is virtually zero. That's because there are really no auctions going on. Maybe a small handful, but nothing over like I think 5 T-shares right now is happening. However, if we do get increased volume because of some of the mechanics that V2 is giving us, as well as potential utility added to ICOSA, then that would bring the yield back up and potentially to former levels.
Yep, and there's also an opportunity too, I think, for certain products and things that people may be launching, or even the NFT marketplace or whatever. I remember hearing about that Alex was kind of floating around, where to make a purchase or a bid or something like that, you could potentially burn Hedron instead, and that would also help, increase the yields. So yep. There's just a lot of speculation.
Yep. So I imagine if I were to have the controls of the ecosystem and I had the talents of Alex looking to build extra things for PulseChain, I imagine I would be finding opportunities to plug in Hedron and ICOSA to whatever I'm building. That's where my mindset would be. Obviously, I'm not Alex. I don't know his planning any more than anybody else does. But the system that he's made seems to be perfectly made as to plug into anything to be built in the future.
Yeah, and people, we talked a lot in the last few weeks I have on the channel about the PulseChain war chest that Dipcatcher put together, and $600 million in stables, like $3 billion some dollars, including Hex. Nobody talks about the essay, the war chest for Hedron, the war chest for Maximus project, all the other products that took sacrifices and have their own deals and promotion abilities and stuff too. Like is it fair to say we haven't seen anything yet, guys?
Yeah, I mean, we've seen something, but maybe that's something still nothing.